Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Another Ring podcast. It's me, the GREG SC Bush, joined,
Yeah.
by the final Matty himself, my forever rival. What's going on, Matt?
What is up, everybody? What's up, Greg? What's up, all the people viewing out there? Happy NFL draft. If your team is already picked, hope y'all made a good pick. Mine just did. We took an offensive lineman. Those aren't sexy picks. So, woo! But yeah, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. We almost done with the week. And we about to talk about the crazy week that has been professional wrestling, especially in AEW.
Yeah. Last night was mostly really fun and really good. And then two segments that were like, I guess we're doing this, One was the Jericho thing, and Jericho has Big Bill hanging out with him now, I guess.
Oh God.
Which, I'm a Big Bill fan, so that makes me a little sad. And then Tony Khan did what he said he would never do on multiple occasions, which is that he said he'd never get involved in a major storyline. He won't be a major on-screen TV character, and
He a lie.
He doesn't really hold to those promises. And here we go. And if you're into the Bucks, some of the shit that they're doing and the heel EVP is trying to take, I guess you might enjoy. Like, I've seen a lot of people say they enjoy it, Matt. A lot of people say that they like the twist. I know I don't. I'm pretty sure you said you don't. I don't think any of us on this show do.
Yeah, because you brought it up right there. Like, oh, Tony Khan said he would never really be involved in storylines, like physical involvement, and there he is getting a Meltzer driver. So it's like, all right, this is dumb because it's Jungle Boy. Like, it was just cheesy. It did. If we hadn't seen it a gazillion and one times, or if it wasn't just telegraphed, because all the parties involved just being bad actors, it wouldn't have been so bad. But it was like, oh man, we know what's gonna happen. Tony Khan looks like a goofball. Like, yeah, it just looked. His dad probably. Someone said his dad probably didn't even know it's fake.
He looked like all like 3 to 4 different versions of pissed off, and I couldn't really tell if it was like he's mad he's involved in this, or he's like he thought his son might have actually gotten hurt. But he did look pretty pissed. Mongo in a fucking bathrobe. Yeah, I am. What you gonna do about it, Cookies? I can do what I want. I'm sick. His daddy looked embarrassed. I you know me. I try to do the whole like, it might not be for me. If others enjoy it, then maybe it's just not my cup of tea.
Right.
I've seen so many people defend this, but I also saw people defending the Punk footage being shown, and that just seemed objectively stupid. And I don't know if any of this needed to be done with that footage. And I don't know if you needed to have this happen last night, but I guess you might be making Jungle Boy a bigger heel, but he got cheered when he did it.
Right.
He got cheered. So I don't know, man. I really don't know what to think about it. I mean, I guess we should get into the whole show.
Good Lord. Falcons pick Michael Penix Jr.
You know what? I mean, we had to get somebody. Falcons had to get somebody because ain't really filled.
Right.
Let's be honest. What's going on, Kanisha? again, the whole show was pretty great. It's just like there's these little things, and I said it in Top Rope and Under the Ring Facebook groups that like being a TNA fan, I'm used to like the main story being garbage,
Right.
and everything else being great, and that's pretty much what it was. Some amazing matches last night. We got some great setups. Will Ospreay is challenging Roddy for his championship, which is going to be cool. Jay White's getting booked in singles title opportunities, which is good. Moxley looks to be defending his title against Takeshita, which would be cool. So that stuff's all great. Mina Shirakawa and Anna Jay, that was class. That was for me. I love that.
Right.
Mercedes and Willow had their back and forth, and Willow got some fire lit under her. It was cool. We got Serena Deeb going against Toni Storm, I guess, next. Which is like a great technical competitor for Tony to face off against. Yeah. So it all feels like most of this is set up pretty well. And I enjoyed it, but that ending was just terrible. It's so bad.
Right, everything like that, the commentary, all of it was all bad acting. Like I've seen that played out better in other promotions. It was just terrible. It was straight up terrible.
Yeah.
Like, and then on top of that, we know he's the guy that writes all the stories. So it's like, all right, so what's about to happen? Like we know we know he's the boss. We've been known he's the boss. Like it's a storyline that doesn't need to be done.
Yeah. It again, I feel like I don't know. What do you like the Bucks? Are you a Bucks guy? You like the Bucks?
I mean, I like them. At first, I didn't all those years ago, and I turned around, and now there's just like, okay, they're the Young Bucks. They're just like they're just the Young Bucks. At this point, they're like a staple of wrestling. They're like you don't love them, they're the Young Bucks. I've been trying to give this heel turn of theirs a chance with every little twist they've done with it. This that just happened, I'm like, no. Because Tony Khan I don't want to see Tony Khan get beat up. He already looks like he can get beat up. I don't need to see him get fake beat up.
He already clearly has never been in a fight in his life.
Right.
Yeah. Going from an all-out issue to this where he took a punch to the gut and fell over like someone punched him in the nose. Like this is clearly a spot he's ever been involved in. I just feel like if I cared to see this Young Buck stuff more, like I'm not even invested enough to be like, I can't wait to see somebody beat the shit out of him. I just don't.
Right.
I don't care. I just don't care. And it's trying to do what they've done with it where it's like, because do they want you to boo the people that are responsible for getting rid of the cancer from their company, or do they want you to cheer them? And it's like, well, they're making you boo them, but why? What is this? It doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense. Like when you take a step back and you're like, all right, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? How do these connect? And it's just like, it doesn't, the math ain't mathing.
Nope.
And I hate to say that because, again, great show. Just like, God, I don't want to deal with this shit. But the one thing that I was worried about was like the tag division, because the Bucks have the tag titles, and I don't see them losing those things anytime soon. The Grizzled Young Vets are set to be on Collision this weekend.
Right. And I don't know what Tony Khan's mission is, but I don't know what he got against the Acclaim, but they're on a mission to make sure they are destroying them. And apparently, the Acclaim, I guess it's just Daddy Ass, it's just Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens, because Caster got suspended, apparently.
Yeah, he said he got suspended. I don't know if he's just like taking the piss or if he's really suspended. That came out of his Dynasty rap,
Right.
where he joked about sexual assault, and there were so many people that were like in the know that were like, he's gonna get suspended for that. He has to. I don't know if he did or not. I feel like it's just kind of. I think he has go away heat with a lot of fans right now.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't like him. I don't know what he did to them.
Well, like, he got a lot of crap over the past year for some of his raps, and it's like, well, yeah, but like, his raps were always a little offensive and like a little extra and a little extreme.
Right.
Kind of the whole point was like he was taking these shots that you're not supposed to really say, and it's a little stupid, and that's what got him over in the first place when they became the hottest team in AEW. Now it's go away heat.
Yeah, he's become. He ain't got no Xbox. He's just get out. We don't want to see you.
And it's really just on Max because people like Bowens and people like Billy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just on Caster, and I don't know. I'd love to ask her. I know Mike has always hated them. But I don't know.
You say that, and that's when Mike gonna magically pop up.
Just start talking shit about them.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. But overall, you know, it was a great show last night. I think you'll probably agree. It was wrestling wise. Dynamite did what Dynamite does best, which is give you some great matches.
Yeah, it was a great, like, you throw out those two segments that was messing everything up, and you have a great show. Like, if you fast forward through Jericho and the ending, and you are great. Oh yeah, they want to know who won the predictions championship.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and get into that now. So as far as what we do, Mike is the champion.
Yeah, Mike's punk ass is champion.
Yeah. Mike ended up losing it and then winning it right back.
Sure did.
When it comes to the chat, though, so Kanisha started out as a champion. At TNA Rebellion, Cookies had 5, so Cookies did not win. Kanisha had 6, so Kanisha lost at TNA Rebellion. Reggie had 7, and Batty had 8. So Batty, if you're in there, congratulations on your big win on Saturday, Batty. You won the championship on Saturday. That's awesome. Congratulations. You did it. Everybody give her a round of applause in the chat.
Yeah, Batty.
You know, it's about time for her to get a win. Unfortunately, she could not maintain that momentum.
Dang.
Yeah, it's you hate to see it. What happened was Reggie said let her down easy. Yeah, I hate to do this to you, Batty. I'm sorry, and I hate to tell you who you lost to. So the AEW Dynasty predictions: Cookies again at 5. Cookies brother. You got to do better. You got to do better, my friend. Kanisha again had 6. Batty, you had 7. You were close. But Reggie edged you out with 8 points. So Reggie stole the belt the day after you won it. Reggie is our new chat predictions champion. Congratulations, Reggie.
Oh, damn.
Good job. see. I didn't say I was going to hold it post AEW. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So yeah, our champion is still the same as far as the chat goes. Reggie's back on top. Congratulations, brother.
Damn.
Let's get. Speaking of the weekend, let's kind of just briefly go over Rebellion and Dynamite. We're not going to go for match by match, but both were pretty. Rebellion was pretty good. It had some ups and downs. We saw the return of Santana, who was, I guess, they're going to really push. They signed him officially. He's signed to the company. We also saw the return of Sami Callihan. And at the end of the night, after Moose defeated Nick Nemeth to retain his belt, we saw the return of Broken Matt Hardy.
Oh, Lord. I have never seen someone piss us off with regardless of what he did. He was teasing. Damn. I was in last boss. Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brother, you got to do better.
Yeah,
you got to do better. You got to do better.
Damn. But this dude at teased coming back to WWE, and everybody was like, "Oh no, oh no." Then he's like, he's laughing at AEW. Good. This better not be Matt Hardy going to WWE, and then he shows up in TNA, and everybody's like, "Oh no!"
Why didn't he just go back to WWE? This is so much worse.
He's in the world title picture. Oh no! No!
It's so bad.
TNA. This is why you're TNA again.
Yep. You got rid of Scott, and that included any intelligent decisions on y'all's part, I think. I mean, to be fair, last year they did bring in Bully Ray, but still, just Jesus Christ. It's what are we doing? Because like Broken Matt, the problem with Broken Matt and TNA is the person that was helping him get that shit over. I don't mean Jeff. We're talking about backstage and filming and everything else.
There's punk ass guy.
There he is. There's our bitch ass champion. Yeah. Throw it up. Yeah, whatever.
Boom. Reggie is the new champion.
You and Reggie on top.
First off, what's up, my brothers?
What's up?
What's going on?
Secondly, what's up, UTR? And most importantly, throw them ones up for your champion.
Uh-huh.
Throw them ones up.
Uh-huh.
We're going to take our title to France, defend that motherfucker next week.
Psych.
And we're going to keep this train going. Yes, sir.
Possibly come up with in this
I'm
scenario.
about to bust his ass.
Right.
Ain't gonna be for long. Mike, you enjoy that belt. You lost that shit and won it right back.
Hey, I literally said it Saturday night. I'm gonna win that shit tomorrow. Just win it right back tomorrow. Look what happened. It's like I said earlier this week. You know that segment when Cody let Rock, hold the belt for a few moments, and then gave it right back.
Is that what that was?
That was me.
Oh,
that was Tito.
Tito hold it.
Yeah, let Tito hold it for 24 hours.
Yeah, that was.
I snatched that motherfucker back.
Yeah.
Daddy.
I'm just saying. I'm just gonna keep my warning going. Don't let me win.
Once Matt wins, it's gonna be a week-long celebration. He's got some
Don't let me win. Too much ammunition.
So yeah, TNA show was good, but we're a little worried. A little worried about having Matt there. There's no Jeremy Borash to help with his production or to kind of keep him on the rails. Borash is like one of the only reasons that shit worked. And then you don't have Jeff, who is the most popular brother of the duo, no matter what gimmick they're doing. I don't want to see.
That's probably another reason why WWE's presentation is so fire. They got JB there also.
Yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing. The second he went there, they started doing more of those like off-site filming. We started getting like Mello at the barbershop. We started getting them doing like walking around Florida.
More personality-driven.
Yeah.
Presentation like stuff. Instead of them just being like backstage, I'm a badass. Shut up.
Yeah. That's JB. So not being there is gonna be rough, but we'll see what happens. I don't want to see Matt Hardy fight Moose.
Broken Matt Hardy in 2024 is nothing anybody wants to see.
Broke legs Matt Hardy going after Moose. Like, come on, man. You gotta have something better for us than this.
Yeah, that'll be the first indication that Anthem is really taking over now.
Right.
Like that the Anthem move for sure. So yeah. It was fun in what, 2016, 2017?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Way like back then, it's like they didn't have anything going on, so like them going like leaning into the goofy shit is what kept them afloat, you know. But it ain't the time for that now, man. It really
right now, it's just like, oh, y'all cheap as shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We did learn that they did re-sign Steve Macklin, which is good for them and good for him. I don't know what he would have gotten if he had gone to AEW or WWE. But TNA, he's always
he would have got what they're not gonna give Matt Hardy.
yeah. But he's a guaranteed big player in TNA no matter what. So
yeah, he ain't no Matt Hardy,
right?
Jesus, Lord help me, Lord help us all.
Listen, they shit on Steve Macklin like, hey, they re-signed me, y'all. Psych. They re-signed. They brought back Matt Hardy, and he getting the title shot. You got to be a champion for like 2 days, my guy.
Yeah.
And then they made you wait till the last second to even re-sign you. They are gaslighting you.
Yeah.
Anthem is gaslighting you, Steve Macklin.
Yeah, Steve, you should have
go.
Steve, come on, brother.
Just go to AEW. Your wife or your girlfriend is there.
No wife. Yeah, they're married. Yeah.
Yeah, your wife is there. Go.
Yeah, they put her the damn top title picture the second she showed up.
Because
she ain't gonna be there forever, but they put her there.
They straight played him that same day. Hey, we love you, Steve. No, they don't. If they love you, you be fighting Moose for the title. Not broke legs Matt Hardy.
Steve, you're a franchise player. My franchise. I mean, you ever met Shane Douglas? We'll bring the franchise in.
You are McDowell's to them. You aren't even Matt Hardy is McDonald's. They treat your ass like McDowell's, man. You are a golden arc.
My God.
You a Big Mick, my dude.
The Big Mick. I'm trying to think of what it was. The Big Mick, not the Big Mick.
You are the Big Mick Macklin. That's what you are. The Big Macklin.
The Big Macklin.
The Big Micklin.
Oh, the Big Micklin. The Big Micklin. Steve Macklin. Oh, my God.
They treat him like the off-brand every single time. Yeah, we swear up and down. We're going to give you a signature shoe. No, you're not. They're not giving him no signature shoe. They're going to get that man. They'll be like, here you go. It'll be a slipper. Here you go.
So after that happened, we got Dynasty, which was we've talked about it already a few times this week, so we're not going to stay on it too long. But was a great pay per view, aside from one match, really. Aside from one match, Dynasty was great. That being the Jericho. What the fuck? What are you doing? What is happening? Why are we doing this? Raw, we got to crown a new women's champion in Becky Lynch. And I think we're teasing another DIY breakup because they do that every 2 years. NXT, we got a brand new NXT champion, Rick Williams, the man that Dave Meltzer says is not a good superstar.
Trick Matty.
That's just the latest example of shut the fuck up, Meltzer.
It's that bias, man. That bias is strong.
It's strong.
Book even like he was on his podcast and he's like, "Yeah, is Trick the greatest wrestler on the planet?" No, but that's what he's in NXT for. But he got the other stuff down pat. You know, the wrestling. You know, he's a diamond in the rough. We're shining him up. But the fact that he's got everything else in his arsenal, he's going to be a big star.
From day one, and I've always said this about Trick, he nailed that character perfectly from day one.
Yeah,
even when they was about it, and Trick Willie, and that early stages of Trick Mello gang, I got into that character because he talked. If he couldn't do nothing else, he would talk a whole bunch of shit.
I always gravitate to the sidekicks. I was like, Mello, my dude. I was like, okay, I like Trick because I can see myself talking shit, being the sidekick. Batty said he fine. I don't know about all that. I know Lash Legend is fine, but you know who finer than her though? It's Park.
Hater Park.
But back to Trick. Trick is that dude. I still don't understand why Dave Meltzer was hating on him. Like, because I just look at it as like watching a lot of those Dark Side of the Ring shows, and then looking at a lot of 80s wrestlers. Like, a lot of them didn't have everything, and they all like a lot of those Dark Side of the Ring of the episodes are like, oh, they were getting ready to go to New York, aka WWE. It's like, yeah, they were gonna go there and like get more training and get more seasoning. They weren't gonna go instantly just become what they were over here in NWA. They're gonna get some sort of training on how to wrestle the WWE way. Now, because there was no developmental. Now we have developmental. Like during the territories, they would get all their seasoning going from different territories. Ain't none of that now. So they got to get all this in NXT. So I don't see why Dave Meltzer was even hating that way because
he just
they gotta learn somewhere. How's it gonna learn to become a wrestler?
If Trick was in New Japan, he was in AEW, Meltzer would be all on his job. Okay, let's keep it above.
He's a big old Ilya fan. It's like he's just not as good as Ilya. It's like, yeah, he's not supposed to be. That man's been wrestling for 2.5 years. Like he's working on it. It's yeah. Why does it? Because he's not as good as Dragunov, you know. And it's like the Bucks. The Bucks make any tag team look. Why are you comparing him to these guys that have been in the business for decades? And these guys that are like,
even when he started popping off, I didn't even have him as NXT champion material. I had him only. I said, okay, I can see him as North American champion. And I blinked, and that title reign was over. And I'm like, well, he's got to win the NXT title now because we've already seen him as North American champion. And the crowd loved it. He got to show up on Raw with that belt, and he was gone. And that belt was off him. I was like, that was just a test run to see how the crowd would react to him as a champion. They saw that we loved it because we already like his character to begin with. We like him in general. He's a person. He's just a cool person to like. And they're like, oh, well, yep, we like that. Then they saw him come out at SmackDown. Oh, yeah, we definitely going to make him NXT champion. It ain't a matter of when. It's just when. When is it going to happen? It ain't if. When is it going to happen? It happened. Now we're going to finally see him as the face of NXT. He's the guy. He's leading them into their new era.
And it's like I've always said, it's like this is how I always feel about what makes a superstar, quote unquote, star wrestler. Matt just said it. Kid, we believe in you. Are you a believable character? Trick hit that day one. Can you talk on the mic? Trick has always been able to talk on the mic. And then you just put those things together along with when you mesh those things with his wrestling ability, boom, there you go, NXT champion. And also, can you get over with the crowd? Obviously, he is over with that crowd. That crowd absolutely loves that man. And to Matt's point that he just made, he got the same reaction when he was on SmackDown. That dude is over. That dude is $1 million. He has put all those elements together, and then look at him now. Look where he is. I never thought he'd be NXT champion.
I didn't think so either. Yeah.
Right. Like the fact that he outgrew what we thought his potential is that's great because like hell, I'm pretty sure they didn't even think he would be what he was gonna be. And they probably went in to say, hey, we got Mello and we're gonna have Trick and we'll see what's gonna happen with Trick. And then they're like, well, shit. We got two. Now they got two North American champions, 2 NXT champions out of them. And they had basically the best feud of NXT 2.0 of the HBK era. Mm-hmm. So like, damn.
and to Mongo's point, he's a diamond in the rough. Look what's on right now on ESPN, the NFL Draft. We see a lot of guys who are picked in the first round who turn out to be absolute bust.
Yeah.
At the same token, we see those guys drafted in the 5th round, the 6th round. Hell, the greatest player of all time was drafted in the 6th, 7th round.
Right.
Tom Brady, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Those guys, a lot of those guys that are drafted in those later rounds wound up becoming multi-time All-Pros, NFL MVPs, Super Bowl champions, Hall of Famers. It happens that way. Trick falls in that category.
Yeah.
He falls in that category. So, Dave Meltzer, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he just sounds
it's one of those. It's one of those things that just didn't need to be said, and he just said it anyway. It's like, why? Why you don't have to do this, but you keep doing it, and it's just, I don't know.
I know what it is, Mongo. I know what it is. I'm sorry, I cut you off. I know what it is. Go ahead. It's just like how we tell everybody to make sure that you get those clicks for your SK articles. Dave Meltzer does the same thing, but in a negative way. When he says bullshit like this. Oh, what can I write today? Oh, Trick Williams isn't good. Click, 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 click. He's going to get those clicks, whether people agree with it or people are outraged. So, yeah, again, shut the fuck up, you clout chasing ass motherfucker, Dave Meltzer.
And that's a tale as old as time, man. Like I was cooking dinner tonight, and I was flipping on TV, and like and an old episode of Andy Griffith popped up, and it was an episode about like the kids writing their own paper, and it was like them talking trash about the town. And like when they did that, they sold more papers. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. That's like from all the way back then, further back. Like you can look back in history, and like the more scandalous and shocking and aggressive your takes are, the more you're gonna be looked at. You're gonna have people coming up and reading your stuff or wanting to ask you why you think this. But at the end of the day, like you got to be able to back up those statements. And to look at Trick Williams,
what's up, Kenny?
And what's going on, Kenny? To look at Trick Williams and see the reaction he gets. Did y'all see that video that Trips posted where they had like their steady cams.
I saw that in real time, and I was like, "Holy crap! That is something shaking there."
Yeah. Like the reaction the crowd gave when he won the belt was so explosive that their cameras were shaking in the studio. Like he is insanely over, and
I was jealous. I was like, "Man, I wish I was there. I would have to have been there." Oh my goodness!
but we saw a similar thing happen on Dynamite last night during this match to determine Roddy Strong's next contender. Because it was a match that was thrown together. It wasn't officially announced before the show because we didn't see it on the card.
Right.
And they were just like bringing out people, 7 or 8 wrestlers, and then once everyone was there, whoever got the pin would win. And when Will Ospreay's music hit, Daly's Place, I have not heard Daly's Place been that loud, probably ever. And they were filming there for a long time because of COVID. That is their home base. They erupted for Will Ospreay. That man is over like Rover. Like he is massively over.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I'm halfway there. I'm halfway there with my prediction. Tony Khan, start writing that check, bro.
I can't believe. Don't do this.
Hey, I stepped away, but when I heard you say this, I had to immediately come back. Hey, we're all fans of Roddy. Roddy was golden in NXT. He's been great in AEW. But we got bigger fish to fry, okay? In about a month, he faces Will Ospreay. I think there's a 100% chance Ospreay wins that match. And on one end, you got Will Ospreay, AEW International Champion. And at the other corner, Okada, AEW Continental Champion. What does that mean, folks? What does that mean for the future? And I've been saying it for the past few months now. A unification for the AEW Intercontinental Championship. Oh, I'm giddy. Oh, I'm giddy. I'm so giddy.
You've been calling for this since that tournament got announced. You've been calling for this. And I can't, like, last night when Ospreay got in that match, the first thing I thought of was, oh, fuck, Mike might be right. Oh. Oh, no. No.
You should have seen the smile on my face when Ospreay won that match. You should have seen the smile on my goddamn face. You know when SpongeBob looked at Squidward, when Squidward liked the Krabby Patties? That was me. You want to have an Intercontinental Champion, don't you, Tony Khan?
Yes, I do.
Oh, TK, you're going to have to pay up, my boy. You're going to have to pay up because I booked that whole division for you, man.
I mean, he fashioned everything AEW everything after them is New Japan with all the belts and bullshit. But after a while, it's like, oh my God. Unify some of this shit. This is a tweet I saw earlier in the week where it's like somebody makes a cheesy like Full House ripoff, and the song is called Too Many Belts, and it basically goes through every single belt in ROH and AEW, and it has every person like, and it's like 3 minutes. It should not take like 3 minutes to show all your champions.
Cookies. I am definitely Nicodamus.
I mean, if it's not Mike, it's usually me. Because I definitely called. I definitely got Damian Priest. I had him cashing in at WrestleMania, right there with Triple H writing it. Apparently,
That's why I'm fed the fuck up because I want to be right about one of these things one of these days. I can't get shit right.
I was fed up with Damian Priest not cashing in like 4 months into it. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on with this shit? Why ain't he cashed in yet? All right, fuck it. Seth is gonna be dead. All right, he's gonna be dead all the way to WrestleMania. Fuck it. Have him cash in on his ass at WrestleMania. I don't give a shit.
Good God. I can't
now they're talking about it. Now people think he could possibly, that Priest could possibly lose to main event Jey Uso. I'm like, oh damn. I mean,
absolutely not. Absolutely
not.
No way.
No,
y'all better not start trying to do the hot potato with this title now that he didn't got it. Like, nah, don't do that.
That's dirty.
We all love Jey Uso, but no yeets.
No.
Fucking hot potato Cody's belt. How about that one? Hot potato that one. That one's hot potato. That show's on the same person for like 3 years. Let's make that one move some. Jesus. Mike, since you weren't here before when we talked about it, what did you think of Tony Khan getting attacked by Jack Perry and then getting hit with the Meltzer driver by the Bucks?
Well, man's legs was open like this, y'all. Legs was open all like this.
It's like when they're exposed.
Like when Ric Flair takes the tombstone pile driver, he just.
Oh my God! That's why I've always been like uncomfortable. Like, oh my God! Why is his legs open like this?
Well, it's the same reaction I had last night when I said, "What in the WCW is this?"
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, okay." They created their own NWO storyline here, huh?
That shit was.
Man, doesn't that seem familiar? Doesn't it seem familiar?
Like, wait a minute, I've seen this before.
And like Mongo said, some people were in support of it. Like, oh, I love when bosses get beat up. Like, I like the tweet saying that. And I'm like, yeah, y'all show all the great examples before this one. They're like, yeah, I remember them. The jackknife powerbomb to Eric Bischoff. Yeah, that looked awesome. Mm-hmm. Tony Khan just looked like a nerd beating up another nerd. We already know Jungle Boy can't fight. And he out here got Anna Jay as a girlfriend. Everybody already coming at the side of his neck because we already seen CM Punk chuck that ass out. And you got her as your girlfriend. And we know you can't fight. And you out here beating up your supposed boss who look like he can't beat up nobody. So both of y'all, we know both of y'all can't fight. So ain't nobody winning. He couldn't even sell the punch. He got punched in the stomach and died. Then rolled over and grabbed his stomach. Like, no. Yeah, he tried to sell it. Like, that whole segment was cringe. It was cringy. It was terrible. Like Mike said, it was straight up WCW 2000. That's straight up WCW 2000 right there. When you got characters like Oklahoma.
Don't bring back Oklahoma. Let's not bring that up. Let's let that stay dead.
And rap is crap. And G.I. Bro and General Erection.
Oh God.
Huge Erection. What was his first name?
Hugh G. Erection.
No. What was the name he had before that he was Huge Erection? He was Hugh
Morris.
Hugh Morris. I remember seeing that clip of him like, I am no longer Hugh Morris. That was a joke name made to embarrass me. My real name is Hugh G-erection, and you can hear the whole crowd go, "Oh, brother,
Right.
this guy stinks."
I remember watching that whole. I watched those last years of WCW, not knowing what was going on because I was new to wrestling. But my God, was that some terrible, good ass wrestling I was watching.
Matt, Kenny brings us up. Matt, we were talking about this earlier. That man, I don't think he has ever gotten in a fight in his life.
No,
I don't think he's ever been in a fight in his life. Not once.
He never had the boo boo, and you can't even fake a stomach cramp. Even I know, like, oh, dang, my stomach ain't hurting right now. He couldn't even do that. That dude got punched in the stomach and then died like it was WCW revenge. then it did the look like he had the delayed animation. Like, I don't know. Like, that's why I just looked at it like, bruh, this is why he told us, I will never be physical in AEW. This is what we envisioned. This is literally what we envisioned. Like, yeah, this is what we're going to see if he tries to get involved. I'm glad he knows not to get involved. So, again, who convinced your dumb ass to do this? I know the NFL draft is coming up, but who said you had to die to be written off? Apparently, and then on top of this, the fight between the best friends, they're having that street fight.
Yeah.
That was recorded after.
Yeah, that was recorded on
Dynamite.
Thursday. Yeah.
And that picture that I put in the chat is of him in the neck brace. He's selling that because he has NFL cameras following him around and all that. He's still selling the attack. He's walking around in the neck brace.
I appreciate him selling the attack. I just wish he knew how to take a punch. I mean,
so basically he did all this as a stunt for the NFL draft. Like, oh, look at the NFL owner. Look at our owner getting his ass beat.
Yeah. And this what he's doing instead of like working on our fucking roster? Is this what happened?
We'll show y'all how we do it. Let's release the footage. Somebody getting their ass beat. Hey man, let's show y'all how, man, see how badass our owner is. Show him get his ass beat. Crunch. Hey man, y'all such a badass organization.
It's just that clip of him going, I'm tired of this shit. I'm not gonna fucking take it anymore. And then he gets spiked on his head. But yeah, like I think that was part of the problem with him was like when he promised he wouldn't do it. Because over the past 5 years, he is, obviously he's taking shots. They've taken shots at his company, but he has said, I would never do this, or this, because that's not how it should be run. It shouldn't be focused on me. One of the things he said he would never do, and this was back in September, was when WWE had like a mass layoff of like 30 people. And he talked about how he would never do mass cuts in AEW. And what did he do this year?
Mass layoffs.
There you go. And there's other examples, but it's like now he said several times, I don't want to be a character on TV. I want things to be focused on the actual talents in the ring and the wrestlers that people are coming to see. Not anymore.
You would think with his reviews of how terrible he has been when he has appeared on screen, like the TNA, when the Impact junk.
Oh,
like,
God,
dude, you suck.
Bad.
You suck as a character.
You don't have it in you, man. Like I hate to tell you.
Like he doesn't have it as a good guy. He doesn't have it as like a face and a 40 figure or anything like that. Like he has to just be like just straight face. Like the few times where he's just coming out as a boss man, that's fine and dandy. Him being like, hey, you guys suck. He sounds just like how I'm pretending he sounds. Hey, you guys suck.
Yeah.
I will backhand you, TK. Like,
dweeb. Fucking dweeb.
Right. It was dweeb on dweeb violence. Like I saw one tweet that said the son of the late actor Luke Perry attacks the owner's son. It's like, yeah, this was rich kid on rich kid violence.
That's what it was. It was Nepo baby fighting. That's what that was. That's exactly what that was.
Like, y'all can't fight. Y'all don't know how to fight because y'all ain't never had to. Y'all rich. Y'all pretend to be broke.
I don't know, man. You talk to hardcore AEW fans and they love it, I guess. I've seen people that are hardcore AEW fans that didn't like it. And this is where, like, you can't say you like or dislike something in that area because they will just jump on you. It's aggressive with some of those people, but sometimes stuff just sucks, and this is just. Mike, I said this before you got on. What I'm curious about is who the hell you're supposed to root for, because the Bucks and Jack Perry, their whole thing was getting rid of CM Punk, which to AEW was supposed to be a good thing. So would you not be cheering for the Bucks and Jack Perry for doing that, for curing the cancer, right? That's what you do. But they're being booked as the villains. What the fuck are we doing?
Because it's like, on one end, you got the Bucks and Jack Perry. Well, fuck them. On the other end, you got Tony Khan. Fuck him. So it's like fuck this whole thing. There is no good guy or no bad guy in this situation. You just got two sides of fuckery going against each other.
Everybody here kind of sucks as people. I don't want to. Even the people that I wanted to root for on Sunday, the FTR, we've got a point where like, okay, we can move on to another team having these belts. We can we can do something different, and we just keep not doing that. So like I hate to say this, I'm exhausted of seeing FTR and the Bucks, and isn't that crazy that years ago that was like a dream match, and now it's like I don't want to see this shit ever again. I never want to see this again.
That is their version of John Cena versus Randy Orton.
It really is. It's their tag division's equivalent of that. They spammed the shit out of it. It's up there. It's getting ready to be Kofi and Dolph. They keep this up.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited to see GYV go to AEW. Yeah, so as far as they've not signed, I don't think a real deal, because apparently GYV has started their own promotion.
Oh shit!
They're an indie promotion.
They paid up them NXT checks, baby.
Yeah, they did. But that doesn't mean they won't sign. You know, they can definitely sign there and still run their own shit. That happens. Thunder Rosa does that. So
yeah, she got to pay them people. She need that. She getting paid so she can pay them.
And Sammy Callahan, while he was, I guess he's back there now. I don't know if he signed a contract, but like while he was with TNA the first time, he began Revolver. So that it's not uncommon for people to be running their own promotions and work at a bigger place. But I think GRV had said repeatedly that they like wanted to be independent for a while. But shit, they get a big ass contract their way. If they get that big money. Yeah,
if they get that big money, they'll definitely sign with somebody. I'm enjoying them just showing up on everywhere but WWE. Like, I'm enjoying it because they're finally getting to spread their wings. So I'm happy for them.
Yeah. But outside of that was the thing I was saying earlier, that like it feels like TNA were the main storyline sucks, and then one of your title division just kind of on hold, and everything else is looking good. And that's what's happening in AEW. This main story sucks. But aside from that and one title in particular, everything's finally in motion, right? Problem is that one title is the tag team titles that are like a very big part of your promotion.
Yeah, that's not even just that promotion. That's a vital part of wrestling. Like you think about like your mid card champion and your tag team champion. Those are your workhorses.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that you expect to see on a weekly basis.
Yep.
Defending their titles or just in matches in general. So to Mongo's point, to have that division tied up, that is a huge red flag.
Right.
And they have enough tag teams to like bounce that thing around. They've got, they got Top Flight. They've got the Private Party back. Both those teams are back. They got GYV apparently. They have enough like fresh tag teams to just shake shit up.
Hell, use a couple of them damn trios teams as well. I mean, you got 3 men. All you need is 2 for a tag team.
The show, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of a 3-man team, Mike, your favorite AEW wrestler, according to himself, he might be being a little facetious, but he claims that he's suspended, and that's Max Caster. Yeah, we're supposed to see the Acclaimed fight GYV on Collision, and people are saying that it might be Bowens and Billy. It's possible. I was under the assumption that people loved the shit out of the Acclaim because a year ago they did. What happened? Did you always hate Max Caster, or were you someone that just eventually you're like, this is getting old?
The latter. It was just getting old. First of all, when I first heard those raps, I said, "Oh, he's a clout chaser, definitely." He just, again, shock value when it comes to this company. He was the classic example of that, just saying outlandish shit for a clout. To be honest, when they first won the tag team gold, what was it? Grand Slam. I was like, I want to say Grand Slam. I may be mistaken.
I think it was around there. It was like after a real pay-per-view because people were like, you should have switched the belts then in the press conference. And then there was like one of their TV special. So it might have been Grand Slam.
Yeah, so I think it was Grand Slam. At that point, I was like, you know what? Good for them. It was time, excuse me. It was just like Swerve. It's like, all right, when is it going to be time for him to win the belt? But then week after week, I kept hearing "Scissor Me, Daddy," and I'm just like, all right, enough is a fucking enough. And not to mention, those guys really aren't that good in the ring. To me, they aren't that good. Like they get the crowd invested because they do a couple moves, a couple tag team moves or whatever. They're already over with the "Scissor Me, Daddy," and they have a bunch of energy. But outside of that, those dudes aren't good, really, in the ring. There's not a situation where I can see any of those dudes have a singles run. They will forever be a tag team or a trio or in a stable. They just aren't that good, man. They just aren't that good. Like, if Billy Gunn is your best wrestler, mind you, if a 60-year-old Billy Gunn is the best wrestler in that trio, something is wrong. Something is very, very wrong. Yeah, man. Those two cookies, you're not going to get me canceled, brother. No. Listen, whatever.
I'm glad it's happened to somebody aside from me. Usually I'm the target. You can take it this time.
Listen, I'm all in agreement for people doing what they need to do in the bedroom, whatever gets you off. But it was just those two guys saying it week after week after week. It was like, shut the fuck up, okay? When are you going to lose the tag team titles? And then I was so glad when they lost the tag team titles. And then they had the audacity to win trios titles. I'm like, oh, God, here we go. So, yes, them getting their asses whipped this past weekend was very satisfying for me. Very satisfying for me. Because fuck them. They suck.
Yeah.
And you know what? People are starting to see it now. I think
it's wild because like for a while you were the only person I knew that like you really don't like these motherfuckers, and then out of nowhere everyone's like, "Oh, get Max Caster off my TV," and I didn't know when the switch happened.
You know
I don't know when they got flipped.
You know what? I'll tell you when the switch happened. We as a podcast have picked up so much steam from our viewership. You know what's happening? At some point we'd have gone viral, and people have heard me talk about these fuckers, and they say, you know what? He's actually right. He is actually right. That dude, the teacher man from the Under the Ring podcast, is fucking right. I will take full credit for this, Mongo.
I'll give it to you. I'll let you have it. Yeah.
It was a one-man bus for a long time. Now that bus is full. We'll take full credit for that.
It was yeah, and I knew that like he had gotten under people's skin with a few raps where he said some inappropriate things, and on Sunday he made a sexual assault joke in one of his freestyles that got people upset. And I guess maybe it's partly been, aside from you pushing this all by yourself, I think it's partly been just like he's done more of those where people are like, you didn't need to say that, man. You didn't have to say it like that. You didn't have to say this specifically. Yeah.
He's corny.
And like you said, he's like a kind of shock jockish behavior where you're just, you say something to get that immediate reaction and you don't worry about what happens afterward.
He epitomizes what AEW is at its core. That's what I've always said about this company. They do shit for shock value. He's the epitome of that. He's the poster child for that. Saying those outlandish raps. It's like, after a while, bro, you're just corny. You're just corny. You just look lame. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not fun no more. It's not funny no more. It's just, all right, bro, just...
Like, I was happy for them when they won the titles. It just, after a while, it's like, who else are y'all gonna fight? It ain't like y'all are right with trio. Who else y'all gonna fight?
Really not. They just broke up another one. So like, it's I don't know. I think
they had them expensive ass belts they was trying to sell. They couldn't even come out with replica belts. But then they had the belts for a gazillion months. They could have came out with replica belts.
Yeah. I think part of it was also people were like, there was like you said, Mike, it was over and over again, and it seemed like there was no growth. Like where they were character-wise at their peak is where they have been for 2 years.
Yeah, they haven't really. It's still scissor me daddy ass and daddy ass, scissor me daddy, da 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 da.
It's just stale. It's stale, it's corny, it's boring. And again, the best wrestler in that group is a 60-year-old Mr. Ass, Daddy Ass.
Even New Day knew how. They always knew how to move off of stuff. They didn't just stay on bootios forever.
Exactly. They are the kings of marketing and rebranding.
Those unicorn horns, those are like rare items nowadays. You can't just buy that shit.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you're right. And I guess it's finally getting to the point where that reaction for them has died down, but the frustration for Max Caster specifically is sticking around. So I don't know if he's really suspended. I'm sure we're going to see reports tomorrow if it's true or not. But this might be finally them like just moving the fuck on to something different, and it needs to happen.
They need a whole gimmick change. They need an entirely new gimmick.
They about to get their asses beat by the vets, I bet. Because I was like, they really
better.
That's beat the shit out of them.
Even that's good.
I've lost train of thought. Sorry about that. Oh,
Oh, you good?
so we don't have anything to predict tonight, so this is gonna be a relatively short show. I wanted to talk to y'all about predicting the draft. I'm not gonna do the whole thing because we don't have fucking time for that. I just want to know what y'all think are gonna be like the first few picks of each night. So I'm gonna pull up the selection for each night, and we can just kind of discuss it. Chat,
Okay.
if you want to jump in on this? This is just having a little fun with this. We're not keeping points. We're kind of just something to look at. If I can find it. Here we go. All right. So, for night one, was on Friday.
Oh my God.
By the way, I'm going to see this. So, almost isn't available for either draft. I think this is the current selection, if I'm correct. It's not. Somebody tell me.
Plus any NXT superstars.
Yeah, that's a very important thing here. So,
right.
Again, AJ, we've got the creepy girls. We've got Alpha Academy until they break up. We've got Andrade, Bianca, Braun, Cedric, Shanti the Adonis, Ivar, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Randy Orton, Ricochet, Seth Rollins, Shayna Baszler, Sheamus, the Bloodline as a group, all four, including Paul Heyman. I think the OC are with Mia Yim. And then Zoe. And again, the rules for the draft are no champions aside from the women's tag champions. So if you want to know where Logan Paul is on here or where Cody is, they're not there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Reggie called it pretty much exactly what it's going to be. Because SmackDown gets first pick. SmackDown keeps the bloodline.
Yeah, they already threatened that if they don't stay on SmackDown, people gonna die. So
yeah. So SmackDown gets the bloodline here. Raw's probably gonna get Seth. Does anybody disagree on that one?
Yeah, he's
out of this group.
Yeah, he's the biggest star. Unless they want to be dumb and take somebody like AJ.
Yeah. I think out of this
or main event Jay.
By the way, I don't think Jimmy Uso's on either one of these. And that's because he's injured. Jimmy's injured.
So they could take main event Jay Uso if they want to be. If Raw wants to keep main event.
Yeah, we got Randy, LA Knight, AJ. Right now, Braun. He's coming into his rookie year here for the main roster. So I don't know how high he's going to go.
Right.
Got Sheamus as a possibility. Liv, I guess, would be technically considered a high choice. Nia, maybe. Bianca, obviously. But give me y'all's next 2-3 picks.
I would go if it's bloodline stuff. Then I would go. Who is that? Then it would be SmackDown picking again.
Yeah, SmackDown Raw. Yeah, we're not doing the every 2-1 where it's just straight up SmackDown Raw, SmackDown Raw, SmackDown Raw.
Oh, okay.
Thank
you.
It'd
probably just be bloodline stuff. Jay, and then AJ. And then Bianca, and then Nia. I don't see Bianca. Bianca gonna probably stay on SmackDown.
Yeah, probably. I think the Pride are the Monday slot. So yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What you, Mike?
Yeah. Are we predicting champions as well? Or
the
Just
champions. They stay
the
on their
champions are staying. So it's
Okay.
just the only champions that can be picked are the women's tag champions, which aren't on the Friday draft pool.
Okay. I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking ahead to like the Netflix deal and all that.
Yeah. Also, NXT picks are available here, so you can do like Ilya or Mello or any of them. The reason Braun is on here is because Braun is signed as a
he's already signed. I would definitely say someone like. Much as I want Monday Night Mello, I can see Mello being on SmackDown and Ilya being on Raw. Ilya was just on Raw recently.
Yeah.
So I think Raw is a good fit for Ilya, especially. Well, that's Raw, but Mello on SmackDown. Well, the Kabukis could go back and forth, can they? But I think
no, they can go back and forth, but they can be drafted to a certain brand. Like the Damage Control as a group is available for the Monday draft pool. So right now they wouldn't be on the SmackDown picks.
Okay. Yeah, I think they'll draft. I think they would draft Kabukis.
All right, and then this is who people have to pick from once we get into Raw. So it'll be Raw picking first, and then SmackDown until we get done. They do have Imperium still together here, though. Giovanni got kicked out. Also, Paul Ellering looks like he got photoshopped in here at the last second.
And he probably did.
Like that is not the same that's not the same lighting everybody else here gets. That's a very different picture. So we got Braun's big scary ass starting off here. DIY. Apollo Crews is still here.
All right, Kenny.
Apollo. All right. Have a good night, brother.
All right, brother.
Big Bronson Reed. We got the new scary girls. The Way. Chelsea and Piper. CM Punk. The Creeds, and I guess the Creeds and Ivy are together. And then right here, all of Damage Control is here, even though they got champions here. Yeah. Drew, and then the Final Testament. Even though I think they said Mike or Matt mentioned yesterday, they said they're going to take over NXT. So why the hell are they going to why are they even there? Imperium, Judgment Day. Again, there's no priest here. It's just these three. Party Girls, KO, Legado de Fantasma, Naomi, Natalia, New Catch Republic, New Day. Why the hell is he here? Why is Odyssey Jones still here? What are we doing?
He
like what?
He was drafted to Raw and never even had a match. Now he back, eligible to be drafted again.
Like I know it's terrible to say like you fire this person, not this person. Like, and that's mean to say. I don't wish on anyone, but it's just like. We're going to talk real quick about Cameron Grimes in a second. People were like flabbergasted by that move because he was working as like a backstage producer to help with Logan Paul's matches. And he's considered a really good hand. And like, Odyssey Jones has been off TV for like 3 years. Why did he show up?
All the juice and everything that he had, like he was supposed to be. He was on TV before Mello had even popped off. He fell off. Like
they were pushing him too. They were pushing him for a little while, and then he got hurt, and then nothing. Didn't they put him with a tag team at NXT for a second? Malik and Novi for like a minute, and then he was just gone. So yeah. He's there, I guess. Pretty Deadly, Nakamura, Tegan Knox, the Pride right here. Tiffany Stratton. We got the LWO, the LWO. I think it's interesting that they're here. but where is Zelina? Oh, there she is. Right. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, I got them all there. I'm blind. And then Jade. Jade's right here. So Jade is over here on the Raw picks, along with Trinity. So I'm looking at this and thinking, okay, despite their issues, you're probably going to have Judgment Day as a group go early.
Right.
You're probably going to have Punk go early. Maybe Kevin Owens and the Pride. Those would be my 4 picks. But Jade, there's also Jade. Jade is a possible like high choice as well.
Right. I think they'll go Judgment Day because Raw has the first pick, so it'll be Judgment Day. And then SmackDown will take. Good Lord, is this? Damn, this day is low-key ass.
I know. I saw people saying that Raw got like a stack deal. I don't think they did. I don't think it's mostly.
This pool is booty.
Isn't it? Isn't it a little like underwhelming? You think Raw is going to have the bigger?
This is a bunch of staples. This is a bunch of people. This is ass. Final Testament is ass. The LWO, they Latino, but they are ass.
The LWO.
The LWO is the la ass. Like, no. This is just a bunch of just. This is all this is. This is a bunch of. So it's definitely look. Braun is dead. Apollo Crews is still in the company. Like, come on now.
There are like 4 people like that where I'm like, you're still here? Like, I could have sworn, and I don't mean, it's not to be mean. Like, it's just that, like, I could have sworn Tegan got released back in September. I really thought she did. I thought she was one of those names that got picked in September to be let go. So
it's gonna be Judgment Day. Drew McIntyre, take your ass to SmackDown, buddy.
Right, they'll probably have. They're keeping Gunther for sure.
Yeah, then Gunther will be third.
Uh,
Oh wait, I'll change mine. Judgment Day. Gunther, take your ass to SmackDown, buddy.
Okay.
Drew, you gonna stay on Raw. SmackDown, you will be getting Andrade. And Raw will be getting CM Punk.
Andrade's on the Friday picks.
Oh wait, I thought I saw him on the other one too.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I just saw.
You got the other. You got Santos.
Yeah, I probably just blended him in with. I saw glasses and looked down and was like, "Yep, Andrade." So not Andrade. So Judgment Day, Gunther, Drew McIntyre to Raw, and who will go to SmackDown? Oh, Bobby Lashley and them. And then CM Punk will go to Raw, and then Tiffany Stratton. Maybe Tiffany Stratton. No, Nakamura. Yeah, I'll just put Nakamura.
Okay. All right, Mike, what you got for us?
Shit. Drew's definitely.
We ain't been great on shit. This is just.
Oh, I know. I'm busting high. So.
Right.
There's a lot going on here. I'm high. The Bengals just made their pick. I'm trying to process that. And then we got this. So, well, our pick is over with. So now I can focus. First pick, Drew. Second pick. I would take Gunther. I still think Gunther stays on Raw. I would love to see him and Priest feud for that belt. Yeah, he was already the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion.
Right.
Might as well let him be the World Heavyweight Champion.
Fair enough.
Third pick. Oof. Probably Punk, because they gotta continue him and Drew. Then most likely tag team, probably DIY. Well, Awesome Truth, then DIY. Might as well go back to that tag team.
Okay.
And then as far as women, this is not a
like you got Jade and Damage Control and Tiffany, and that's really
probably Damage Control. I would say Jay will go on SmackDown with Bianca since they're teaming. And yeah.
Like Matt said, this day of the draft is kind of weak looking.
Yeah, this is not appealing. They got more people. More people. It's less appealing.
It's a lot of folks, but it's like
six.
And they got KO right there in the middle.
Yeah.
My bad, KO. He's hiding. Right next to the party ass.
Yeah, I guess Tiffany. I guess, but she looks so good on SmackDown too, though.
She looks good wherever she goes. But
exactly. You can put her on Raw. She can feud with Becky.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's that's as far as anything else prediction wise. That's all we're gonna do this weekend. We're not doing anything else. Before we wrap up, I want to talk real quick about Cameron Grimes. He was on Busted Open this morning, and he was talking about him being let go, and he had a really interesting attitude about it because he said, "I feel like this is just one of those things where we don't have anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
So go off, get better, prove yourself, and then come. And when in 2 years when we're ready to have something for you, you'll be at a higher level." Which a lot of people have done, and I think it's interesting that he had that attitude about himself. Right. He said that when he got called up from NXT, before he got called up, Triple H wanted him to have a more serious gimmick than just the hillbilly millionaire. So that's why in 2.0 he was trying to be more serious character, right? Y'all remember that he was trying to be more talking more about his dad passing away and him trying to prove himself and be a star that his dad would be proud of. Last Friday, he said a high-ranking WWE official talked to him about him losing his job because he said he was worried about it. Because it's this is usually the time when they do cuts, and I've been on TV once in the past year. So what am I going? He's like, I kind of saw the writing on the wall that I might be released if they didn't, find something for me. And he said a high-ranking official said he would always have a job there. And then he got that call on Tuesday. And so either someone blatantly lied to his face, or the people that are saying that are not the people that are making these decisions.
Our hope is the latter, with the people who made those decisions are no longer there. Could I be fucked up to just blatantly lie to somebody's face like that?
Yeah. Right.
That happened to Ali too, because Ali was someone where Sean was really getting a lot out of Mustafa Ali in NXT, and then he's just gone. You know,
Yeah.
and they didn't know. I didn't understand why. So I'm wondering if like there's somebody on the Endeavor side of things that are making cuts that don't really pay attention. They're like, well, this guy's not on TV that much on Raw SmackDown, so why do we have him? But then you see Odyssey Jones is on the roster doing I don't know what the hell he's doing. Sorry, I'm just like it doesn't make any sense. But he did
paying that man to do NIL, to do the community outreach bullshit. Like y'all got Titus.
I was about to say, is he the new Titus? Like Titus is still there. It sucks if that's what happened, that they might have just blatantly told this guy to his face. And of course, when they're not going to fire you, we're going to keep you around, and then they knew like, oh, he's gone in 4 days. But he seemed to have a pretty good attitude about everything, and he's just like, yeah, I want to go work in Japan. I might go back to TNA. I've built myself up, and he said, but at the end of the day, this is what I want to do for a living, and at the end of the day, I want to be a wrestler in the WWE. That was always the end goal.
Right.
And that's where I want to go. So he seems to be on the path of the Drew and the Cody and the Jinder and all these other people that left for a while and they came back better. So hopefully that's what happens. I think we all agree he's a pretty talented guy. I'm sure he's going to land on his feet wherever people are going to be wanting to sign him immediately.
Yeah, and give him a few years, and he could be back in WWE as Trevor Lee instead of Cameron Grimes.
Yeah. But yeah, to the moon, just like they just didn't do it on the main roster. And he said, yeah, the problem was when I got to the main roster, they told me they didn't have anything for me. And he said that was a year ago. And that's when I knew like I might be on the chopping block soon.
Oh, damn.
Like, oh my God, dude, that must have sucked.
So you know what happened?
Knowing
somebody up there was like, that to the moon really sucks.
They're like, that shit is not gonna work up here.
Poor guy. I mean, you know what? I don't know. Maybe it would have. I have no idea. You never know what's going to work on the main roster. But at least he seems to have a pretty great attitude about everything.
Right.
He doesn't seem bitter. He's upset, but he didn't seem bitter. Even though I think he has every right to be after that. If someone did say that to him, then he got fired anyway. I'd be furious. He's a better man than me for sure.
Well, at least he ain't like what's his face? Rockstar Spud, where he was out there crying.
Bro. So he talked about that. He said because he was on Busted Open, and Tommy Dreamer said, hey, did Spud call you about stealing his gimmick about getting fired and crying on Twitter? Grimes said, no, I'm sure he's okay with it.
Spud got him cried and got his job back just to get fired again. I'm like, yeah, that's why you should have cried the first damn time. They knew what they was doing.
Oh my God. So yeah, you know what? Good luck to you, Grimes. Sucks. They didn't give you a fair shake on the main roster.
Right.
But hopefully you push yourself for these next 2 years, come back and tell them to kiss your ass and get some good money.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be it for us, unless you don't have anything else to talk about tonight. We're a relatively short show.
Oh, no. Ain't nothing. SmackDown, I don't know what's happening on SmackDown, but
yeah, nothing's shown up yet except for the draft. So we'll
it's the draft, so that's SmackDown.
The draft is in my hometown. And will I be going? No.
Considering that means that most of the show is going to be done on a screen, I wouldn't be going either. That's not a show you go to.
Exactly.
So yeah, folks, you can follow us at facebook.com/undertheringpod or twitch.tv/undertheringpod to know when we're going live next. We always talk about when we might and might not, but if you want to catch it, get those notifications, you'll know exactly when we pop up. You can also see us at our link tree, which is also /undertheringpod, where you'll see our links. I'm, of course, at Greg Bush SK. We've got Kenny himself at the Rockers 44. We've got current predictions champion. What teach me Mike Jones at Mr. Freshbeard. We've also got. I'll give you a real one. The champion of the podcast, Mr. Freshbeard, Mike Jones. My forever rival, the Trick Matty himself, the final Matty at The Right Answer. Our street team captain, Tito at Borea Maliente. And last but not least, our great friend and local news correspondent, Justin D. Baxley. Folks, y'all have a fantastic rest of your week and weekend. I think there's something happening this weekend. I can't remember if it, aside from the draft, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just going crazy. Regardless, be safe. Have a good time. Just enjoy yourselves. Peace.
Yeah, do the Don, y'all. Shout out Frank Thomas. Get y'all some new Janet.
Bitch. I'm